Welcome to Kick Him in the Head, a podcast that takes an inside look at the world of mixed martial arts, featuring interviews from some of the top fighters from South Africa and around the world, with a focus on the EFC and UFC promotions. I'm your host, Yao. Join us as we delve deep into the techniques, strategies, and mindsets of these world-class athletes, learning from their experiences and getting insights into what it takes to succeed in the toughest sport on earth. Welcome everyone to the Kick Him in the Head podcast. Today, I'm speaking to the one and only Iga Smiley Kabesa. Iga Kabesa is the current featherweight champion who made headlines he moved up to the lightweight class at EFC 1112. There, he captured the vacant lightweight title against Kaleka Kabanda. Widely regarded as the featherweight GOAT, Kabesa has navigated 19 fights at lightweight, demonstrating his versatility and dominance across different weight classes. On July the 11th at EFC 115, Kabesa will face Humphrey King Cobra Mulenga in his first title defense at lightweight. Mulenga has only one loss in his career since 2023 and is 4-0 in the EFC. He adds an extra layer of excitement and challenge to this championship clash. Kabesa's strategic approach and technical prowess and championship experience will be put to the ultimate test against formidable King Cobra. Everyone help me welcome to the stage, Iga Smiley Kabesa, the GOAT. Iga, how are you today?
Yeah,
Thank
up,
you
man?
for making the time to speak to us.
Nah, it's been difficult, man. Yes, I'm good though. If you can see what I'm seeing, you can see how peaceful it is, man. So I'm definitely blazing. I'm good, man.
No, I'm glad.
Yeah, I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute and trying to get onto your show, man, and finally we got to do it.
I'm glad because I've seen all your fights since EFC 95, and I've been wanting to talk to you forever. I literally, if you watch any of our shows, I refer to you as the GOAT. It always starts with the GOAT, and especially after what I saw you do against we took that O back. It's like, listen, you know what it is. Like, you know what it is.
Yeah.
But before we get into that,
nah, man, I told guys about that guy even, man. Hey.
Yeah. I think.
Now I'm saying when I told guys about Ixon, guys about Ixon, and I told him, you know what, the guy, out of 10 chances, he only had one chance to win, and he had that chance already. So it's never ever in his life gonna happen again. When you catch me on an offside in life, I guess you'll get the better hand of me. But if I come prepared, you're gonna have a long night.
And he had a long night. You were literally on his back the whole fight. He couldn't move.
He didn't enjoy that, that's for sure.
No, I remember one time he tried to shake you off and nothing was happening. So it was.
The guy started biting, man. The guy started biting for just not. Yeah, he was biting my forearm crazy.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's something
but it was one of those. I took the bites, but then yeah, I think I still have a bulky on my arm. Let me just see here.
Wow.
Nah, it's gone. But I had a mark. It was interesting to see that. It was the first time I get bitten in a fight.
And the rep didn't see it?
I was calling it out. It was just telling him to stop. Yeah, it was just telling him to stop. That's it. It didn't stop the match or anything. But I mean, it wasn't like he was taking my whole skin off. He bit a little bit, but I mean, it's whatever.
Wow. Yeah, that's what makes you the ultimate fighter, right? Get bitten, still keep fighting. But before we go further into the interview, I have a few questions for you. So you've never been on our show before, and every time I have a fight on our show for the first time, we have our fighter quiz. So, are you ready, Smiley, the GOAT Kabesa, for our fighter quiz?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's go. Who is your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter. Yes, I got a couple. But I think John Jones stands out for me. Johnny Bones Jones. He's the king, man.
Yeah, he's the king. If you look at everything Dana's been saying recently and letting him get away with, he's definitely the king. I agree.
Listen, when you John Jones, you get away with a lot of things you shouldn't be getting away with, you know? And he's been getting away with a lot of stuff. So that tells you, I mean, the kind of power he's He's got to play in this game, you know. So, and also, I mean, I've been watching him since I was in school, you know. So I enjoy it.
Mm,
He's been the best ever since I've laid eyes on him.
that's true. I'm looking forward to seeing him fight somebody soon for the heavyweight title to show he's the
I don't
best.
see
And
I don't see him fighting though. That's the true honesty. I think the only reason why people think he's gonna fight or expect him to fight is because he's got a belt. I don't think he's gonna fight. I don't know. We'll see.
I saw training videos of him this week, and he's looking not like Fat Jones we saw 5 months ago out in
Yeah.
the Middle East. He's looking back to John
He's
Jones.
looking
He's not
good.
even looking like the heavyweight John Jones. So I think he might be fighting because he's looking in shape from what I saw.
Okay. Well, it'll be a nice thing to see again. You know, I love watching him fight. I think there's a lot of things that he does that when I look at them, I'm like, wow. Yes, the fact that people are still behind is interesting. You
And that's
know,
quite
because
true.
he's like,
If you
there's
watch,
certain things he was doing like 5 years ago, and then I was like, shit, this is so old, but yet it's so new to so many people. And the way he does it, it makes it look like it's effortless, you know. And then other people think it's genes. It's not. It's technique that has always been there. It's just he does it so well. Right timing as well.
that's a very interesting point that you make because you're quite right. If you look at how he fights and the style, the techniques that he puts together in that entire combination to make him John Jones, it's very simple and advanced techniques all merged into one. And if we've all seen it
Mm.
all that time ago, how come a lot of fighters aren't that versatile? Because you're right, he's a complete fighter. He is a complete fighter.
The problem is everybody keeps on looking for shortcuts. You know, everybody wants to take fights that they know. Okay, I'm gonna win this fight. It's gonna look good on my record. That's one. Number two, guys don't want to work. They think working hard is just about getting in the gym and running as fast as you can. And oh, look at me. You know, they forget that this sport is a lifetime. It's a career. So you got to do things consistently. So you got to work on your technique consistently. You got to keep fitness consistently. It must be consistently done every day. It's like going to work. You know, a mechanic wakes up in the morning, goes to work, opens up his toolbox every day, and works on the car every day. Not today. I don't feel like it. Or tomorrow, you know what? This happened. No, 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 no. Or I'm sore, or whatever the case is. And that's the thing guys don't understand, and that's why elevation on the sports in the country is still not there yet. And guys don't want to share knowledge. Guys are too scared to share knowledge because they think that the more their knowledge they share, the more they're going to lose, or they're going to give other guys um, an upper hand. Sorry, man. I just want to fix my seating here quickly. But yeah, the thing is the growth is too slow because of guys not wanting to share information. Number one, and number two, not willing to work hard. They think they're working hard, but you're not actually. You know, working hard is called consistent. Consistency is the key.
Consistency. I agree. So tell us, what's your favorite fighting style?
Yo, you know, I mean, I am considered a wrestler. I enjoy wrestling a lot. Um, but I think I've also grown a lot as an athlete as an MMA athlete. I think I've done a lot of growing as well. I fell in love with striking. I think I enjoy a lot of striking. But I mean, like everybody knows, I enjoy my wrestling, and it's never going to change. You know, wrestling is the best fight style out there.
Wrestling. I've never wrestled, so I find that interesting. But what's your favorite move? Great wrestler, what's your favorite move?
When it comes to moves, you know, I'm a guy. You know, like if you ask me this question, let's say 5 years ago, I would give you an answer like, this is the technique, you know, or let's say maybe even longer. But I've grown so much to a point where, you know, when you work in sequences, it all depends on what the person gives you. You understand? So, for instance, if I've got two of my arms and one of your arms, um, however you move will determine my next step. You understand? So I'm constantly 3 steps ahead of guys all the time, and it doesn't matter which technique I'm gonna put on show. It's literally, if you step this way, I go this way. If you do that way, I do it this way. So it all depends on what the guy wants to be done to him. Where are you comfortable? How you want to be thrown? If you want to be thrown with a suplex, or you want to be thrown with a single leg, you want to be thrown with a double leg. How do you want it? And I'll give it to you. That's basically how it's at right now. So it's difficult to pick up a specific move for fighting, but for wrestling, I definitely enjoy we call a fireman's carriage. So fireman's ambulance, fireman's carriage. I enjoyed that one in wrestling, but yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen you do that one a few times.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Have you ever kicked someone in the head for a win?
Well, in amateurs, I have. I mean, as an amateur, I think I've kicked a lot of guys' arms broken. I mean, I think when I got into professional fighting, it got to a sense of saying, you know what, the wins and the losers actually count. So rather keep your techniques simple and not use a lot of big muscles so you can fight longer. There's a science behind it. So as an amateur, I've kicked like 4 guys' arms broken. I kick them in the head. As I kick, when they block, I break that whole wrist. It breaks. I mean, I don't know if you watched the Calamari fight. Calamari's arm all broke when I kicked him. Kicked him so hard and broke that whole arm of his. So it's a thing of mine. But as a professional, nah, I haven't actually hit anybody hard in the head. That's actually a good one. I actually think I should look into that. Whack somebody in the head.
I will be there screaming at the top of my lungs. You will hear me for sure.
Nah, I think I need to look into doing something like that.
What's your favorite movie about fighting?
Movie about fighting. Oh, you remember that one, Warrior? Remember that Warrior with Tom Hardy? Is it Tom Hardy?
Yes.
Yes, that was a good movie. That movie reminded me of my brother so much. Like, I looked at their lifestyle, I looked at my lifestyle and my brother, and I was like, wow, man, we used to fight like that. But I don't think I'll fight my brother in a cage that way, though. But yes, that movie was good. It was a good movie. I enjoyed that one.
And it was about MMA, which was even more exciting. What do you think, or in your career so far, what has been your Hollywood blockbuster moment that you would say, listen, if they're making a movie so far, put this in for you?
From my career, I don't know. I don't know. You know what's my thing? I'm not so good at like seeing things that way. Like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Blockbuster, my life is boring, man. Like I don't. my, my life is way too boring for Blockbuster, man. I don't know. Even my fight style is a bit. Look, I mean, I'm not all of us can be Gaethje, and stand there and just bang with anybody, or some of us are just different fighters, So I don't know. What do you think? This is fucked up.
Look, for me,
Can you hear me?
It's easy. I'll say it's EFC 112
Hello?
when you became double champ with ease, with absolute ease. For me, definitely that's the one, because we know what happens to double champs, not just in the EFC, but as a whole, internationally. Double champ status means not only are you confirmed as the GOAT, but you're looking to go on to greater things. So for me, definitely EFC 112, where you lifted both belts aloft. That for me was just phenomenal. Yeah, and so that one for me was like, listen, rubber stamp, this is the GOAT.
Yeah. There's not a lot of us got this one, huh? This double stamp champ status thing. I'm about to signify it, man. I'm about to defend this belt. I'm gonna be the first one to defend the belt. These guys don't know, man. After this one, I'm about to take a break. I might just move up to welterweight. I don't know. Hey, nobody's ever defended the belt. They won the belts and never defended the belt.
Yep, that's the thing, especially the lightweight division. it's never defended. So to have a champion who's actually going to defend it and actually create, and that's the thing that you've managed to give the EFC, is you've managed to give the EFC the opportunity to say, here is an absolute dominant champion that whoever wants to come into this organization has to chase. And once you build or have that sort of champion in place, it gives the organization itself credibility as well. That's why right now, if you look at most of the divisions in the UFC, you've got champions with maybe 1 or 2 defenses, with the exception of Alex Pereira, who's doing other amazing things. You need to have a Smiley Kabesa, because it literally sets the standard of quality in the organization. But with that said, what prompted you to move up to lightweight in the first place? Why did you go up to lightweight from being the most dominant featherweight ever?
Man, I was like, how's it? Let's say the last 3 years. The last 3 years was so much training with no breaks or like big breaks or anything like that. And then you got to a point where it's like, yes, but this featherweight is not enough. You know, I can't be training like this for nothing. You know, I gotta compete. I want to compete. I must compete. Otherwise, why am I training? You know, so I was bored, man. I just want to fight. I told Graham one day, listen, I want this fight, man. I think it's a dream fight for me because I've always thought about it. But I was really bored, to be honest with you. You know, like at first it was like a laughing matter. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, actually, we're going to give it to you. I was like, whoa, okay. Well, I mean, I was just pulling leg. I wanted to see how far I can get, you know. And then I got the opportunity, man. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like I didn't sit down and plan the next 5 years. I'm gonna be the lightweight champ, or you know what I mean. Like I already gave up on lightweight. Basically, I told the guys, listen, I don't mind fighting lightweight. I mean, I am training, I am fit, I am in the space to fight. So if the fight comes at lightweight, give it to me. I don't care whether it's the belt or not. You know what I mean? But then I don't know who was saying it. One of my friends was saying something to me, and then I was like, yeah, man, that would be actually cool, you know. But then it was just like, it's never going to happen. EFC is never going to allow it to happen because they're probably trying to build somebody there. But then I sent Graham a message, I dropped him a message, and I ran the idea past him. But it was like just playing around. It was not like real, it's going to happen now, you know. And my boredom got me the next belt. So I got it. That's what happened, man. It was all calm and collective. There was no, you know, like even now, it's like, let's fight, man. Shit. I mean, the training camp has been so long. It's like, I'm tired of training. I just want to fight now. You know, like it's one of those.
So we're going to see you very active this year. I mean, we've already seen you fight twice this year. Once this year. Now it's going to be twice. We're going to see you fight again this year. Do you want to?
Definitely want to fight this year still.
Do you want to fight again this year?
I believe.
Oh, network.
Yeah, I want to fight at least another 3 times if I can. I mean, twice, 3 times. We'll see. We'll see how they all come. I mean, I do want to take a break because I feel like, yes, there's a lot of other stuff that is running behind. You know, like my other side businesses are running behind. I think my wife might divorce me as well if I carry on not giving her the time she needs. And my kids, man, my kids are just so busy as well. So I think I need to pay attention to what they are doing, you know, because they're doing so much and I barely know what is happening. So we'll see how it goes. But I definitely still want to fight. I mean, I'm eyeing out for December already. I want to do that featherweight thing in December. And then maybe before that, maybe we can get in another fight again. We'll see. But those are EFC plans. September is the month of my 6th month of waiting. So we'll hear what Home Affairs has to say in September now. So, yeah, man, like I told everybody, my plan stays the same, man. I can control this. So I'm the plan to fight another 2 times, hopefully another lightweight fight and a featherweight fight. Hopefully do the featherweight in December. But if September everything goes well, then we'll jump ship and we'll go fight somewhere else, you know. But we'll still keep the belts. I mean, whoever wants to fight me, I'll still come fight at the EFC. You know, I'll try to keep an open contract with everybody, so I can just come. You know what's the thing, guys need to understand that there's a standard, that there's a bar that's been set, and it's not just about beating me anymore. You know, I've put something up there that you need to now climb the ladder and go catch that. You know, so I think that's the difference between being a champion and just having a belt. You know, guys get to hold belts, but they never set bars. You know, and then anybody can just win a belt, and then all of a sudden. I mean, think about it. Anderson Silva's set his bar how long ago? You know,
And we're
and
still
you think
chasing
about
it
that
today.
record he's, and they're still being chased. So it's not even about him losing anymore, being beaten anymore. It's about that bar now. You know, so that's the difference between, like, for instance, Jose Aldo. Look at the bar he set. You know, it's about that bar now. So now I've set this bar, and I want to bring it even a bit high as I can, so that whoever chases this belt, they also gonna make the organization and the promotion look good as well.
100%. And like you said, setting the bar. Drickus set the double champion bar some time back when he did it, and that became the bar. That's why everyone is jumping towards that bar. And you've set another bar altogether. So 100% real champions set bars. But now let's talk about your upcoming bout against King Cobra, Humphrey, Dante, Mulenga. We've seen him smashing an absolute trail through the EFC in his last 4 fights, undefeated, finishing all of his fights in spectacular fashion. What words do you have for Humphrey Mulenga, and how do you see this fight going?
To be honest with you, this fight, preparation was what we thought what is gonna work out best. We're gonna have to pull him out in all the rounds, So we're gonna pull out the rounds, and then after that, he'll determine where he wants the fight to be. This fight with him, it's simple, man. Like I tell guys, at lightweight, it's very simple for me to fight because number one, I'm gonna be the smallest guy, but that means I'm gonna be the quickest guy. Number two, I'm the most skillful guy. Number three, you gotta chase me down. So let's see what he does when he's in the deep waters, when he gets pulled into the deep end. Let's see what happens. Does he get to swim, or does he get to drown? It's one of those two things, man. Guys don't understand fighting. Fighting is such a big versatile. You think one moment you think, yeah, but my striking is the best, or my wrestling is the best, but then you forget things like, yeah, the guy's got experience. The guy knows how to draw fights, how to make the fight long. He knows how to make you doubt yourself. He knows how to play into your head in the cage. There's so much things that you learn from fighting. So much that guys that are coming in 4-0 records, 5-0 records, yeah, it's good for you. What's helping you is your genes. But after that, what helps you? Like, I've also got good genes. I may not look the part, but trust you me, I also feel like I've got good genes. But that only takes you so far, But yeah, I mean, like I say, I want to take the fight in. I'm gonna pull him in. I'm gonna pull him into the waters. I want him to come swim with me in the deep end. No more shallow swimming. We're gonna swim there in the deep end, and let's see what happens. Yeah,
I absolutely love it. It's going to be an absolutely scintillating fight. I can't wait for that fight because I'm a Humphrey Mulenga fan. I'm a fan of you as well. And the interaction that I saw you guys having at the press conference, the last press conference, was absolutely, like, it got me really excited. When you stood up, and once again, back to blockbuster moments, when you stood up and said, nigga, I got 19 fights at lightweight. Honestly, that line lives rent-free.
Yeah. Telling you, man. Man. What's the thing I also tell, like, you must also pay attention to small things, right? Listen to this one quickly. So, I'm a small guy, right? Generally, when you look at me, I look like a small guy. But I have to cut weight to make lightweight.
Okay.
It makes sense, right? I have to cut weight to make lightweight. I don't just make lightweight. I cut weight to make lightweight. He's a big dude, and he has to cut weight to make lightweight. But now, this is where the difference is at. As a small guy that's cutting weight to lightweight, it's easier or harder for me. It doesn't matter, right? But as a big guy for him that can make at this size, if he makes lightweight, let me tell you a story. That guy is not as strong as he thinks he is. Let me stop talking.
The power differential.
But the guy is not as strong as he thinks he is. And purely the reason why I'm saying that is, what I'm just saying is that when you've wrestled so many people, you get to realize body weight and you get to realize bone weight. There's a difference. Body weight, yeah, you may have all the fat and all the water attention in your body that makes you look big. But then you may have all the heavy bones
that nobody sees. And you know what? Now, like I said to you, the guy is tough. The guy is strong. I take nothing away from him. Don't get me wrong. Like, I respect the guy a lot. I think he's got a lot of punching power. Doesn't matter in what round. I think he can put anybody to sleep. At the same time, I feel he's very big built for the division. I respect him a lot. I don't think I've seen a lot of good skill come out of him, but I mean, he's been shown one or two things and he knows something of something, you know, and I respect that. And I respect him as an athlete. I feel like he's headed in the right direction in his career if he just carries on going the way he's going on, and maybe just involve people that will just speak to him better in his mind. But as an athlete, I think he's where he should be. I think he's big enough. I think he's good. But I also think they need to readjust as time goes because he's only growing. I mean, he's what, 21, 22?
Yeah.
So he's only growing. So he's only going to get bigger, you know. If he keeps on cutting weight, it's going to be an issue for him. But anyways, that's got nothing to do with me. All I have to say about the guy is that, you know what, style-wise, it's the best fight for me. It's like it's a good fight for me. It's not challenging in any way whatsoever besides his size, you know. So yeah.
So you're ready?
I mean, all I need to do is make sure that he doesn't punch me, right? Oh, what, kick me in the head. I was like, head kick. Head kick. He doesn't kick me in the head.
Right.
He
does have a very vicious head kick as well. That one I've seen. Yeah. It's
pull
vicious.
It does Poirier on myself. Well, I mean, it is a long kick. I mean, look at those legs; they're long, man. It's got long legs. If he picks that thing up, he can touch the moon as well, man, if he really wants to. Yeah.
So I think the last question I have now is with
the tall guy. He's a tall guy.
Your title.
It's good to fight tall guys, man.
Touched on it a bit earlier. How do you see this fight falling to your legacy? And Godspeed. I hope that September happens the way you would like it to happen, and that you can take your skills internationally, because that's really what all of us fans are looking forward for in your career, is seeing you go international and showing these skills at an international level. How do you see this fight fitting into your legacy, and how do you see yourself building the MMA community in South Africa? Because all the words you've just spoken about your opponent, for me, that sounds like you're building up to possibly even then be the greatest coach in South Africa, because those are the sorts of words the fighters need to hear to understand what they need to do to build a successful career, which you don't get from many places. But with the career that you've built, you are the gold standard, and you can be the one who can, be the guiding light to have the SA MMA industry be, and it already is, but be one of the best in the world. So how do you see your legacy fitting in with all of this?
Honest with you, I mean, right now, I'm not paying attention to like that. Reason being is I'm so focused on this career. Look, I mean, I just want to put as much time in as I can for this time that I can, because the focus is purely on getting fights, fighting fights, winning fights, training as hard as we can. I mean, if you can come down, anybody can come down to Polokwane and see what we're doing here with the kids here. I mean, I'm trying to start program.
And despite those connection issues, we just had an amazing conversation with Iga the GOAT Smiley Kabesa, who's about to face Humphrey King Cobra Mulenga at EFC 115. Kick him in the head!